Good morning, class. Today we're going to be talking about fractions. To start off, I want everyone to read the objective. I will start by reading it first, and then you guys will read it. The objective is, I will correctly sort fractions on a number line. So now it's your turn to read it. We'll read it aloud together.
I will correctly sort fractions on a number line.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to have you guys turn to each other in your group, and I want you to talk about it. Maybe talk about what fractions are, what a number line is, and get your brains starting to think so we can start to move into the activity.
So a fraction can sometimes either be like a number or it could be like part of a number.
Like parts of a candy bar.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good example.
My mom always makes me share it with my brother, so we have to cut it in half.
How many does a half make?
2.
2. What about a number line? Do you guys have any ideas on what a number line is?
It goes in order.
Ooh.
Smallest to biggest.
Smallest to biggest. Can it go from biggest to smallest? Yes. Okay. Perfect. I liked all those answers and all of you guys thinking. Okay, so today we're going to start a number line. Does anyone know what a number line looks like?
It's a line.
It's a line. Okay, tell me if I did it right. What if I go like this? How does that look?
It looks like a line.
Looks like a line. Okay, if we're working with fractions, you said that fractions were a part of something. So when you have a candy bar, you have to share, you have one whole of a candy bar and you have to break it up into parts. So if we're working on a number line, and you said it was from least to greatest, should we do least to greatest today?
I think so.
Yeah, so what would we start with? Anybody have any ideas?
Well, for this one, 0.
0. I'm going to put 0 here. So this is the start of our number line, huh? Okay, what about the other end of our number line?
1.
1, because that makes one whole of a candy bar. So we'll put that here. We move these around. Okay. We talked about breaking up into fractions. Do you guys know what half of a fraction is?
A half is when it's in 2 parts.
When it's in 2 parts. So what does that look like when we look at a fraction?
1/2.
1/2. Someone know where we could put it on the number line?
Half of the line.
Can someone come up and put it up there for me?
Of course. I think this goes. Oh, I think that's half.
Perfect. How do you know how do you know it goes there?
'Cause it's half to 1, and it's also half to 0.
Ooh, I like that. That's kind of like how Melissa said, breaking up a candy bar in half. What if we were going to break it up into 1/4 of a candy bar? So if we had a whole candy bar, and then we were to break it up in half of a candy bar, and then from there we're going to break it up into 1/4. So if we were to all share a candy bar, how much of the candy bar would you get?
A fourth?
1/4 of a candy bar. So if this is half of it, and we have one part and another part, that's 1, 2, that makes the denominator part of the fraction. So if we're going to split up into 4 parts, what should we be looking for in the denominator? A 4. So we have 2 here. We have 1/4 and 2/4. Which one do you think we would use if we were looking for half of this side?
1/4.
1/4. Perfect. Does someone want to come put it up here and tell me where they think it would land on the number line?
I will.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So I want to notice something here. So we have 0, and then we go to 1/4 and 1/2. So now if we're using 1/4, how many parts are we breaking up the number line into?
4.
4 parts. So if we have 1 part here, and then we go another part here, what is this part? 2. And then if we were to break it up again, and we put another one here.
3.
3 parts. And then we would put another one here. How many parts would that make?
4.
4 parts. And what does 4 parts make? A whole. So now I have 2/4. So we counted. Can someone point to me and tell me where it would end up on the number line? Right here? Perfect. Okay, let's get a little trickier. Why don't we go 3/3? So there's 3 on the denominator and there's 3 in the numerator. We talked about how if we have 4 parts and we broke it up into 4 parts and we ended with 4 parts, then it would be 1 whole. So if this fraction has 3 on top and 3 on bottom, where do we think that that one would end? Ooh, that's a good one. I think you guys have it down. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is, can you pull out your math notebooks for me? And I look like I have 4 more fractions up here. What do we say? You guys draw your own number line. And you work on these 4 fractions on your own, on your number line, and then we'll come back and share. Perfect. That's the end of it. Awesome. Yeah, you can cut it.